Duty just won't stop calling. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Call of Duty missions.
Get your shit together. He's gonna attack.
For this list, we've taken a look at all the single-player campaign missions from the franchise and have selected our favorites based on each of their design aesthetics, objectives for the player to complete, and how memorable they were as a whole.
There is a small crew and a security detail on board. Rules of engagement, sir. Crew expendable.
Lastly, be advised, seeing as we're practically giving you a condensed walkthrough of these missions, we're calling for alerts on both mature content as well as spoilers. Number 10, Dust to Dust, Modern Warfare 3.
It's only a matter of time until I find you.
You won't have to look far.
Putting you back in the boots of Captain John Price, this Die Hard-inspired mission places you outside a skyscraper in a final attempt to kill the main series antagonist, Makarov.
Goodbye, Captain Price.
Juggernauting it to the top, Price is eventually forced to hightail it against the First Horseman, barely catching up to and crash-landing his escape chopper. Price then gains just enough fury after witnessing the death of Yuri that he can kill Makarov in a way that's more than a little bit over the top, even by Call of Duty standards. That deserves a smoke break, I guess. Number 9, Captured, Advanced Warfare.
Stay alert. Any detail can make the difference.
Perhaps the closest thing to an innovation for the franchise in years, this mission has the player's character, Mitchell, and his arrested unit of rogue PMCs breaking out of prison. Not so original? Well, what if Kevin Spacey broke your arm, leaving you unable to reload?
With only one wing, you won't be reloading. So make every shot count and pick up new kit when you're empty.
That's right, in this penultimate level, you're as dependent on cover, ammo conservation, and those stupid AI teammates more than ever. However, in the end, you do reel in a sweet kill-streak-esque reward when you finally step into the boots of a badass alien-style power loader. Get away from Gideon, you bitch!
Upgrading weapon systems. All weapon systems online.
Number 8, Cliffhanger, Modern Warfare 2.
Stay here and spot me. Wait for my go.
Ever wanted to try ice climbing without having to worry about the consequences of a slip-up? Probably not, but this mission comes close to achieving that nonetheless. Playing as Roach, you and Captain Soap, infiltrate your way into a Russian ultranationalist base in the Kazakhstan mountains to retrieve the module of a downed satellite.
Roach, I'm being compromised. Keep a low profile and hold your fire.
As you ghost your way in, things go south pretty quickly after your objective is completed. That's when you end up pulling a James Bond-like escape on snowmobile, complete with a crazy jump at the end, symbolically leaving all semblance of reality in your wake.
Let's go!
Number 7, Battle of Pointe du Hoc, Call of Duty 2.
You look like you're gonna puke. You know what, Danny? Why don't you just...
Do you remember that edge-of-your-seat bloodbath of an opening in Saving Private Ryan? Well, in this rigorous mission from the successor to the original game, you get a chance to re-witness the whole chaotic affair as U.S. Army Ranger Corporal Bill Taylor. If you've seen the movie or know your history, you probably don't need me to explain how horrible your odds of surviving are. Well, the good news is, if you don't succeed, the Nazis will win the war and the world as we know it will be over, so no big deal. Number 6, St. Mere-Eglise, Call of Duty. Development of this level probably went something like this. Hey guys, let's have our player charge through a village. That's not exciting enough. Okay, how about having them charge through a heavily defended village in flames? It's still missing something. Okay, we got it. Heavily defended village, in flames, tasked with destroying anti-aircraft guns at night. Now we're talking. While not the most exhilarating mission by today's Call of Duty standards, this level from the original World War II shooter that started it all was noted for its then cutting-edge design, heart-racing objectives, and overall intensity that had PC gamers everywhere forget they were just playing a game. Number 5. Death from Above, Modern Warfare.
Wildfire, we are moving up the road towards a town to the east. Confirm you have a visual on us.
Back in the initial World War II titles, missions outside boots on the ground were pretty rare. Here, you take on the role of a gunner, or several gunners rather, of an AC-130 gunship.
We have armed personnel approaching from the church. Request permission to engage.
Copy. You are cleared to engage the moving vehicle.
The mission? Provide close air support for SAS soldiers Soap and Price. Sound boring? Well, while somewhat impersonal and distant, this was the mission that really emphasized the modern part of modern warfare. Not only is it a great break from the run and gun, but it's a glimpse into a world not often glorified by games and other media, one that is increasingly more representative of how we fight in the new millennium. Plus, that radio chatter is pretty badass.
Go ahead and smoke them. Man, these guys are going to town. Cabo.
Number 4. Karma, Black Ops 2.
First things first. Karma.
Serving as the halfway mark of the campaign, Karma puts you in control of David Mason. In this op, you and fellow SEALs Harper and Salazar initiate a covert response mission in the floating city Colossus, in a race to retrieve the weapon known only as Karma before the enemy PMCs.
There! Karma isn't a weapon. It's a woman.
Oh, did we say weapon? Well, seconds after reaching her, secondary antagonist DeFalco arrives with mercenaries, who duress her into surrendering quietly. Except things don't exactly stay quiet for too long when they start unloading on civilians and all hell breaks loose in paradise. Also, make sure you get to Karma before DeFalco does if you don't want to get the bad ending.
We need to get back to the Obama. Find out why the girl's so important to Menendez.
Number 3. Wolverines, Modern Warfare 2.
We got a BTR! Get out! Get out!
In this mission, marking the conclusion of the game's first act, things got super real when Russia declares war on the US following the massacre in No Russian. Launching a full-scale invasion on the East Coast, US Army Rangers are deployed as first responders. Though the premise is essentially a carbon copy of Red Dawn, this pulse-pounding and well-paced mission beautifully showcased the elements of chaos, destruction, and desperation that would transpire in such an ordeal. Besides, we all knew that this list wouldn't be complete without mentioning at least one mission with poor Private Ramirez in it. No, seriously, Ramirez, do everything.
Ramirez, the convoy is just to the south of Vertigo. Get your ass over here. Move!
Number 2. Vorkuta, Black Ops. In the words of our World War II comrade himself,
Every journey begins with a single step.
and while this may not have been the first mission of the narrative masterpiece that is Black Ops, it was certainly the first step onto a road of jaw-dropping cinematic moments, both in later missions and after.
We take Vorkuta! What is step 2? Ascent from darkness!
Doing everything from slinging inferno shots into watchtowers, to bringing down an attack chopper with a harpoon, to Terminator 2ing your way to freedom via minigun mayhem and motorcycle run, this was a prison riot done right. Before we go out guns blazing with our top pick, let's have a look at some honorable mentions.
Tango down in section 1 Alpha. X-ray down. X-ray down.
Get out of there!
What
the hell's he talking about? Get out now!
Number 1. All Gillied Up, Modern Warfare.
I was just a lieutenant back then, doing some wet work.
Set within the Chernobyl exclusion zone 15 years prior to the events of the game proper. All Gillied Up flashbacks to the days of then Lieutenant John Price, tasked with assassinating Imran Zakhaev.
Follow me and keep low. Careful. There's pockets of radiation all over this area. If you absorb too much, you're a dead man.
Geared up in full-body ghillie suits, this mission had players literally holding their breaths as they moved past heavily armed militia to reach their HVT.
Slow and steady. No quick movements.
Though not the most testosterone-driven in all of Call of Duty, this less is more approach beautifully hits its mark, not with typical explosions and gunfights, but with beautifully orchestrated tension.
Ready. Go.
Do you agree with our list?
You hit like a child!
Which Call of Duty mission brought out the soldier in you?
Mason, what's our next move?
Madam President, we're taking you to the prom night shelter into the Bonaventure Hotel in downtown.
For more battle-ready top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
On your feet, soldier! We are leaving!